Your usefulness to our cause is the only logical course of action. You are a burden to the Alpha Quadrant. You have lived up your usefulness.
Peace, everybody. What's up? It's your man, Devious Ahmad, coming to you. It's another Devious Tuesday. And give a couple of moments for everyone to come in and get settled in, because there were so many topics that ran through my head, but we're going to try to get through as much as I possibly can in a short amount of time. So what's up, everybody? Make sure you please do share the video. Please do share the video. And I also want to say, first of all, happy birthday to Tony Bowens, who is not only a beautiful friend of mine, but she's also an amazing singer and mother and wife and friend and sister and beautician, and just, she's a plethora of beautiful things. But what's going on? My man Steve, what's up? I need to say happy birthday. And Tara Jackson, what's going on? My man Adam Cruz is in the room. What's up? What's up? Everybody, peace, peace. Lucky Benson, what's up with you, my brother? I tried to text you. I tried to send you something. So I'll try again. I'll email it to you. What we were talking about, at least the first part of it. So there were some things, in this time in history, we get to have some really interesting conversations with everybody. Hey, Jolie, Roger Elder, what's going on? Kim Moultrie, what's going on, everybody? Please share the video and invite your friends. If someone could tell me, oh no, I think I know how to do it now. Okay, so I'm with y'all. All right. You know who is actually here? Tamika is here. She's here in the house, right now. So say hi. She's on the phone now. So yeah. Kristen Peniston, what's up? Sound like a Nunu. Please share the video again. Walaikum salam. There's some interesting conversations that we get to have at this time in history. And this morning, I was just talking to one of my friends from high school, Tara Jackson White, who I love and adore, and another friend of mine who came to stay with me for a little while during this period. A friend of mine from high school is here, and we were having a conversation this morning during breakfast. What's up, Sharon Shea Butter? I don't know. I forget where this conversation is. I can't remember everything. I had just woke up. I'm coming downstairs to make a cup of tea, and the only thing I remember about the conversation is I remember her saying, "Yeah, why do men cheat? All men cheat." It's now there was a precursor. What that precursor was, I can't possibly tell you. So, but I don't know. We got into this conversation, and the conversation sound like a Nubian flavor. What's going on? Tiffany Armetta, what's up, niece? Darren Mosley, wa alaikum salam. So we got into this conversation about men cheating, and there's a theory that it's because it's not my theory, and I'm not trying to take credit for anybody else's information, but I cannot remember whose book I read. It was a book given to me by my psychology advisor in college, and it explained basically from a whole other perspective. It wasn't proof positive why men are more prone to cheating, because it's not that women don't cheat, but it was more so because of biology. And so I was explaining to her this theory in regard to, if a woman, in regard to our very, very basic biology, the differences in our biology and what those differences are created for as far as reproduction. So I'm like, yeah, women, once you get pregnant, y'all are locked down. You can't get pregnant again until you are, hey, Vicky and Letitia Malone. So I'm like, you can't get pregnant again. Until you finish with that one. There's not going to be multiple pregnancies. You can't get pregnant by the next man that comes along. Once you're pregnant, and you got to go sit down real quick. So the look on her face changed. And so I kept talking because I knew what I was getting to. And if anybody has any comments, feel free to chime in because this is going to be an interesting conversation. So what I said, I said, so if a man, a man, once he impregnates a woman for the basic, in as far as basic, we're just talking about, and yes, I sound like a Daryl, and yeah, I will tag, actually, let me tag you in now and join this conversation. There we go. And so I said, once a man can impregnate a woman and get up from that woman and go impregnate another woman and get up from that woman and ad infinitum. Yes, we do have birthdays coming up. Oh, I'm gonna take a pause real quick. Hey, Vet Carol, this is a sidebar real quick. The Aries we have taken a vote, and we will be Lucky, make your tea for this one. We've decided, we've taken a consensus, we're going to take over August. Leos and the Virgos that do celebrate in August, I don't know what y'all going to do, but Aries are going to take over once we get through all of this. So y'all can push somebody else to the side or do whatever it is y'all need to do. But Aries are coming in August. That aside, so, yeah, let's do that. Stephen McCaster, let's tag a couple of people in. But let me finish with the commentary. And so, I said as I continued with the conversation, hey, Pretoria, as I continued with the conversation, I said, a man can get up after he's impregnated one woman, he can impregnate another woman and another woman and another woman. And that actually filtered into another conversation that I'll get into later. But so my thing was this, I saw a meme, and I don't know if I shared the meme. Maybe I share it after this. I'll decide if I remember. But, all of us have been told or come to the information or heard over time that, man is created in God's image, right? And this is an interesting, gonna ignore the whole movement. Yeah, y'all do that. But man is created in God's image. Men have nipples that are useless for the most part, not their primary function, obviously. Our reproductive system, where the essence of life originates, drops out of our body. It stays inside of a woman, right? So just those couple of examples, and they're very weak. They're just a couple of things that I happen to see. And so just by that, if you look at those two images, we look like an image of women. Women don't look like an image of us. We look like an image of women. So who is the God? So by that, still, I think we were, the conversation had veered into, equal rights and why, because I think I said something like, I don't understand why women want equal rights with men. I don't understand that argument. The reason I don't understand that argument is because y'all aren't equal to us. Y'all are better in some ways. Why would you want to be equal to somebody? That's me trying to be equal to another person. We're not equal. We're not the same. So I'm curious as to how it is that women, and this is the only, excuse me, thing that I can think of that, because she brought up this, somebody else, no, I was talking to somebody later, and they were like, well, men are the hunters, the gatherers, and people, because we have more physical strength. But if you are a noble, or if you are a monarch of any part, of any sort, you don't need physical strength, do you? If you are a monarch, if you reign, if you are supreme, if you have subjects, if you have people who are supposed to look out for you, shouldn't they be stronger than you physically? They're the ones who go and have to take the hits. So that was just something that I was thinking about this morning. Hey, Veronica, what's up to everybody? Peace to everybody. Thank y'all for checking us out. Please share the video. If you have not already done so, please share the video. Shumaka, Samuel, Robert Jones, Erica, Desiree, everybody. Shumaka, this was a conversation we were having this morning, and it began with a friend of mine asking me why is it that all men cheat, and it got into a conversation on rights, women seeking equal rights with men. And I was giving her my conclusions that I don't really understand why women want equal rights with men. I think women are superior in many ways. I'm historically, like Helen of Troy, just take it for instance. A man will fight a war over a woman, but I don't know who too many women. And if there are fact checkers out there, please let me know. I'm not afraid to be wrong. But let me know if there are women who just went and just randomly, unless they were fighting or to keep other men away, I'm not sure that that's a completely feminine or female. Let's be clear, because that was another conversation I had today. But we're gonna leave that one alone for now. So I'm gonna jump from topic to topic for everybody who is watching. William Bunch, what's going on? Ebony Moon, hey, Ava of not Veronica, because I just saw Veronica out of bio. And Julius, what's going on? Andre Jarrells, what's going on? Tara is in here. And Steve. So say what's up to all Jaguars from Arts High. Peace to everybody. Thank y'all for coming in once again. So this was another conversation. These are just, that's why we just talking today. Like another conversation I was having today. A friend of mine said, made this observation, I guess. It says the world will never be the same after this. And my immediate thought is, I hope the fuck not. Yeah, Tara, I do think it is that. And let me just, first I'll give you context on my perspective. My mother's parents had 7 children, 6 of which were girls. My mother's only brother, who was the youngest of the 7, died 2 weeks ago, not from the coronavirus that I'm aware. He had cancer, diabetes, and a few other things. So that said, I come from a very female and theater drama class. Stephen McCaster, if you are still in here, my man, sophomore year. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Arts High School, which is the high school that I went to, everybody had a major like it was college. So, the people who you came in with your freshman year, if those people stayed, y'all grew really tight friendships because you were with each other, for a large part for productions and, shows and things like that, because it was a performing arts high school. So the second year of my high school career, first of all, freshman year, I think there were either 5 or 7 men in the class, and it was like another 20-something young women. And sophomore year, when we came back, there were 2. I know this girl is not calling me during my show. So there were 2. So I'm like, all right, by October of sophomore year, it was me. I was left for the rest of my high school career in a theater, in a major where I was the only male in that class for the rest of the high school career. So any production that had to be done, either we borrowed boys from another grade, or because there was no other class that came in. There was only that class of us. So either we borrowed kids from another grade, or I was the lead dude in everything. I was the dude. So there were nothing but women around. So I've gotten a fair opportunity, I would say, to watch women. And women do other things. Women most often are in their own way, though. I say all that to say, if you don't get anything else, and it was a whole lot of backstory, I know, I apologize, I could be wordy. But I say that to say women do other things. When it comes to things like what we're dealing with now, I think women would have handled this a little bit better. They just shut everything down. Everybody to their rooms. Everybody in the house. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything. It would have been something like that. It would have been real quick. Look, I'm not doing this. We already know. Once you get one kid in the house who got a cold, every kid in the house is going to get a cold. What do you do when a kid has chicken pox? If you have multiple children, One kid get the chicken pox, you bring that kid right in the house because it's not something that's going to kill them, and you want all of them to get it at the same time. You get it all over with at the same time. Here, go touch your brothers and sisters. Go, everybody, right now, because I'm not doing this again and again and again. Because people, parents, mothers, mostly, who are in the house with kids and understand these things because they've seen it happen. This kid come home with the sniffles, and this kid's going to get the sniffles, and this kid's going to get the sniffles. So they've seen things like this. Because they've seen it on a small scale, they would have been able to apply this logic globally and be like, all right, we going to stop. Men, like, we got it. We got it. So, this all started out with my question when a friend of mine, well, not my question, but the statement when a friend of mine said, should the world be the same? He said, no. He said, I don't think the world is going to be the same after this. And my question to you all is, should it? Well, my statement immediately is, it better not be. Because if it's the same in any shape, form, or fashion, if we haven't learned anything from this, if we don't get ourselves together, and hey to everybody I'm just seeing that's just coming in, Cynthia, Nene, Tamika, you say, what you need to listen and read some more, a lot of different combos, Zodiac's cheating. I'm not doing this with you. We all, exactly, see, thank you. That's a mother right there who says the same thing. Can we talk about that top for a second? Marie, Sweetie's Creations. We'll talk about this because I'm going to get into, you know what? I try to wear stuff that either my friends who have businesses give me, or that they make, things that they have, love gifts and things like that. Because again, my group, ImRealDvs, the production and promotion group, that's for y'all. That's for all of, not y'all, us. That's for all of us who have businesses, who have, DJs, producers, people who make clothes, people who make jewelry. You have a credit business and you do a bunch of stuff. Like you are, anybody who need advice on life, talk to Tamika. But for things like that, and when I do my shows, anytime that I can spot something that one of you guys have given me or something like that, I'm going to wear it. So next week, if I remember, I'm going to wear something that your sister made for me because it's dope. It's so dope. But yeah, but back to our show. I don't know. We better learn. Too many distractions. Working, praying for the family for you all. Thank you. Yvette Thomas, Aprella, welcome, welcome, welcome. Felicia Martinez, Frederick, everything has definitely changed. And it better. And my thing is this. Hey, Natasha, Patty Joe. Excuse me. I got to say something. We don't learn from history. We really don't learn from history. A lot of us act like we're allergic, like it's something that doesn't have to do with us now. And this isn't the first time something like this has happened in the history of people. In our lifetimes, it's something completely foreign. We act like this is an encroachment on our entire lives. But what about black plagues and smallpox and things like that took out the indigenous people when other people came from other countries and did not wash, did not know how to disinfect, did not know how to clean, did things it's the same type of stuff. It's the same type of thing happening, and people are going to, it gets worse before it gets better. If you pay attention to history, that's not me being pessimistic, that's just me paying attention to history. This gets worse, it gets bad, and we don't pay attention, and then it gets a little worse, and maybe we pay attention. It gets bad, and then we go into panic mode, and we get it together, and then we become people again. Because it is in our darkest and most horrible moments, most times, that we get back to our humanity, unfortunately. It's a bad commentary, but at least it's a hopeful commentary. There is hope in this. There will be hope in this. There's always hope. There's always hope. So, that's what we're here to do. Tamika said, I want to thank everybody. I want everybody to keep washing their damn hands and covering their mouths when this is over. That's something, and you know what? That's something that we should have been doing. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I don't know if I told a story. If I did, stop me if you heard it. But I went to the doctor, was it last week or the week before? And the doctor, this is the first time, you know how they have a physician's assistant come in before, the actual doctor come in. And this is after people had started being quarantined. Just after, like a day or two in or something like that. Hey, Iris. So I go in there and I'm sitting waiting in the examining room. And the physician's assistant comes in. And this is a woman I've never seen before. She's new. Black woman. First black woman in this office I've seen. And that wasn't a receptionist or something, or a nurse's assistant. First one I've seen in an official, like a doctor like capacity. So she comes in, and my automatic when I meet new people is, and we got to unlearn certain manners. I can't extend a handshake no more. I can't do this. It's what are you doing? And rightly so. Like now it's almost like attempted murder. Like I'm trying to kill you. But so I went and I did that, and and she stuck her elbow out, and I was like. So I started laughing. So I got up and I bumped elbows with her. And when I got close enough, because the door to the examining room was still open, so she didn't want anybody else to hear. But when I got close enough so that it was, she could make sure that it was just me hearing her, she said, yeah, we've been doing this for years. And I looked at her and I said, there's a lot of stuff we've been doing for years that they just starting to do. There's a lot of stuff. Get into that. Hey, Zelma. That's new. We have gotten away from what's important, family, blood, or chosen. It's time to self-reflect, learn to love again, move in truthfulness, and stop being yo. And that was another conversation that I was having earlier today. And I think that was like further down on the list, but we could go ahead right to it now. Thank you. Hey, Tanya. There's a few things that we have to be on the lookout for. I'm not a prophet or nothing like that. But you pay attention to people and you can see their patterns of behavior don't change, period. Unless you make an active change. Unless it's somebody who is actively seeking change. But we have to pay attention that the police aren't doing as much as they've had to at this particular moment. But we have to monitor what domestic violence calls are going to be. And that includes child abuse calls. Because people aren't used to dealing with the people who they live with in this capacity for this long. And some of us maybe, are just being introduced to the people in our houses for the first times. Yeah. Like you think you know your kid, or you think you know your mate, until you have to be with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single day for weeks. It becomes a different show. It becomes a whole different show. So we have to be mindful of those types of things. Like Tara said, we have to speak in truthfulness. We also, like she said too, we got to speak in love. We got to temper some patience and tolerance. We got to be a little bit more understanding with the kids and things like that, and try to figure a way out of this, because we always come out. It's how we're going to come out that we have to begin to prepare for. We just how. I invited some people. Where did they go? I invited Steve. I'm going to invite Iris. Let's see if Iris can come. But yeah. So social media is going to be something that it has never been before. If you have a business, you need to invest in your social media accounts right now. If you have an online business, now is the time to start reaching out to more people. If you know to grow your business, anything that you do online, now is the time, because people in the house. But this is the last thing in regard to, and I don't know, y'all tell me. I'm pausing because I'm thinking of my train of thought from what I was just saying to what I'm about to say. And this was part of the earlier conversation, the beginning of the show. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to please go back and watch it. And if you have not done so, for all the people who are in here right now who are watching this, please go to my YouTube page, and I will put a link in the comments right now, so that please subscribe to the YouTube page. So once I get, I want to do straight from YouTube video, which will be a lot simpler for me. And I would appreciate that if you guys would just go and subscribe to the page so I can get to a certain amount, and that will help me with that. But, and because I always say this when I'm talking about parentage and things like that, parenthood. I'm not a parent, but I would like to, but I am a kid. I am someone's kid. I am a couple of people's kids as a kid, as a matter of fact. So, and both of my parents are still living. So I'm just curious from a parent perspective. And if you haven't, let me just recap briefly. We were talking earlier about women and men and women being in some way superior to men. It was about equal rights. Watch the beginning of the video. You'll see the whole train of thought. But then in another conversation, this train of thought came up, and we kind of threshed it out on the phone, but I'm curious as to what you guys, you done broke out the Sage Daily in your house. The energy's like alive in here. You're about to introduce mandatory meditation. That's not a bad idea at all. Teach your kids to meditate, even little kids. Start them off in 5-minute increments. It's not a punishment. If you've taken to time out, you might want to take time out off the table as a punishment and have them read a book. Not read a book, because book reading shouldn't be seen as punishment, and no type of education should. But find something else that's punishment. But yeah, meditation, all of that. Get them centered. Get them with God. Excuse me. So this is what I want to know from you guys, because this was a thought that occurred to me earlier. Men, when it comes to children, when it comes to a pregnancy, planned or unplanned, whatever, what have you, do men, and this is just my thought, men get the opportunity to detach? Women don't get the same opportunity for detachment that men get when it comes to bringing a child here. And the friend that I was talking to, he said, well, what about in the case of surrogacy? Because there's he follows celebrities. I don't know. He said some celebrity name, and the woman is having a kid through a surrogate, I guess, like many of them do. And he said, well, the surrogate is bonding with the child the whole time. But at the same time being told, this ain't your baby. That's not your baby. You're not keeping this kid. Like, for 9 months, that's what or however long you decide to give this child up, that's what you're hearing. This is not this is not going to be your kid. So for men, I think when it comes to kids, an attachment to a kid, and the way that I answered the question was from a very cellular. I gave him a very cellular answer. Like, cells divide every day. And you don't see the cells going chasing after the other cell to baby it or bring it up to speed in life. The cell knows what to do. And maybe we aren't the same. We don't have that same opportunity to have everything that we need as soon as we're born. But if there's another person there to take that place, then you can detach. So I'm curious as to how that would go. Yeah, Kate, you called me right while I was in the middle of this. So when I get off of this, you and I can converse, because I tried to call you earlier, but I know you were in conversation. So Tamika said, okay, let me get a little serious for a second. Equally important, this should really prompt folks to get increasingly disciplined about that rainy day fund and your will. Now, let me put this in context. Tamika does credit repair and financial advising and things of that nature. So this is from somebody who does this for as a profession. So the rest of the statement reads, stop spending as much unnecessarily and save more. Save for storms, because this right here is more than a rainy day. Absolutely. And this is not an easy fix, unfortunately. But I'm curious as to what you guys think about that. If you don't want to answer here with your experience, if it's too personal or whatever, just like last week or just like in the past, you can go ahead and hit me in my inbox, text me, call me, however it is. Shoot me an email at ImRealDvs@gmail.com. Let me know what it is you think about these topics and the shows, and please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page. I also need to, who do I need to say hello to? Rob Siv, who's probably, I'm not sure if he's out on the road. Rob Siv, yeah, he's an essential worker. He drives trucks with supplies and stuff. So if you're out on the road and you're watching this, what's up, my brother? Check out he has the, when you see the House Nation shirts that I wear, it's not House Nation, House house, by my house, to my house, something to my house. My memory is terrible. But the burgundy shirt with the gold in it that I look great in, and I also have the black t-shirt. The burgundy one's the hoodie. Check him out for that. And again, this is Sweetie's Creations. Now, if you saw the picture of me on Facebook with the mask, she made the mask. Now, somebody commented that that wasn't a safe mask, so she did say that she has sort of pocket inside of it for you to put the other one. This is just a fashion accessory, but if you want to look, you know, amazing like I do, going out, you know, with your mask on, and you don't want the clinical look, you can go ahead. Recap later. Yep. But so yeah, Sweet Creations. Check out Rob said for the House by My Nation, and to all of my Aries folks, because if you haven't, I'm trying to wrap this up so that I can get out of here. I would really like to hear from you guys. Hillary, I was trying to bring you in. What happened? That's all right though. We have plenty of opportunity because we're in the house, and I'm really trying to get some more videos. I want to do some more, but I want to do them from YouTube. So again, please like the YouTube page. The link is in the comments if you do not know my YouTube page, ImRealDvs on YouTube. And if you have anything that you would like to, I'll tell them, mail the shirt to me. I'll tell her what is it. But yeah, you made me lose my whole complete entire train of thought. I have no idea what I was talking about just then. But last but not least, if I say nothing else to you, I want you to be safe. I want you to be compliant. And if you live in Essex County here in New Jersey does have a high, one of the highest in the country, according to Mayor Baraka earlier today. So just be mindful. I don't like people to panic. I don't want to incite panic. I want to incite thought. Think before you do something. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. And the quicker we do this, I believe the quicker it can be over. At least that's what I think my and everybody else's hope in the world is right now. So for all of you who are watching, I thank you so very much. I'm about to get out of here. I love you for watching. I thank you for listening. Please, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. What? You should have been here. But yeah. Nah, Eric, my dude, are you all right? Are you safe? I know how my sister can be. Don't tell her I said that. I know it's... yeah, you were... That's why I tagged you in the video, because you were on my mind. I was like, I should call that man and just make sure that he's all right. So you're here, so at least you're alive. So that's good enough for me. And with that, again, I want to say happy birthday to every Aries. Again, we're taking over August. I don't know what y'all Leos are going to do. And any Virgos who straggle it at the end. Y'all can go crowd into September. That's when y'all really like to show out anyway. Have at September. We're going to be right in August because we're going to take that over. Again, Tony Bowens, happy birthday. I love you so very much. If you get to see this video, somebody tag Tony. I thought I did. But when she gets to see it, she might be celebrating in the house with the boys and the man and things and stuff. See, lucky I didn't even realize. See, that will bring a Virgo smooth out. Just say one thing. They will be silent as hell. 2 seconds. And it was right. Boom. Negative. Yeah. We'll see. But, again, be smart about what you're doing. And, if you can't think about nobody else, if you don't think that much of yourself, think about other people rather, is what I was trying to say. If you can't think about, you know, if you don't think that, if you think you Superman, the person next to you or in your house may not be. All right. So y'all be safe. I love you. And I will see you hopefully sooner than later. So, and if you out here in the world, remember, if you should happen to stumble, the harder you fall, the higher you bounce. Remember that when you tripping. No. We will not leave November alone. Y'all can crowd in there. Just Virgos and Scorpios, all y'all can have that. So